Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek-A-Day. Today we have another one of these volumes of the Star Trek Best Episode Collection, DVD sets number 24. And in this 3-episode set we have one TNG, one DS9, and one Voyager, with TNG's The Host, Deep Space Nine's The Hippocratic Oath, and Star Trek Voyager's Latent Image. And what they have in common, as these are frequently paired with at least somewhat of a tie, whether it's a connection to a theme or a story or an event or a race, whatever. This one is more tied together by ethics, and partially with the concept of personal viewpoints and a personal stance on what you think is right and wrong, and also clashing with very Federation concepts of those. All these kind of challenge different preconceptions of a different alien species or a battle, a conflict over some sort of moral dilemma. In The Host, we have our first real look at the Trill, and thankfully this is one of those cases that they went into further detail and kind of retconned a lot of concepts that were introduced. They did this with a few different species throughout Star Trek, frequently ones that were introduced in TNG and then later evolved either on TNG or Deep Space Nine, but it is still a really good, interesting story and a great Beverly Crusher episode. Then Deep Space Nine's Hippocratic Oath. We have O'Brien and Bashir as they land and are captured by some Jem'Hadar in a very interesting story that really gives us our first real look at the Jem'Hadar as more than just sort of mindless warrior soldiers. Up to this point, it's been very little interaction with them, and it's all been more of a military conflict type scenario. Here we get a little closer of a look for the first time at some individual Jem'Hadar and a greater idea of the structure of the Dominion and the culture and mindset of the Jem'Hadar, as a Jem'Hadar who has had some sort of genetic mutation to where he does not need Ketracel White, believes that it was actually a crash landing years ago on this exact same planet where he was the only survivor that cured him of the need for Ketracel White, and he took another group of soldiers with him under his command and is trying to replicate the process and kidnaps Dr. Bashir to try and figure out the answer to the problem and free them of their need. And there's a great conflict, some really good character study of the relationship between Miles and Julian and their very different perspectives. They are, even at this point early on, very close friends, but when you come to a situation like this, they have very different ideas. As Miles is 100% just geared towards helping them escape, while Julian is obsessed with the idea, the possibility of curing them of Ketracel White, and butting heads. It's an interesting look at their relationship as well. And then you'll have Star Trek Voyager's Latent Image, which is a really good episode for the Doctor, and in dealing with issues of rights of holograms, as well as moral and ethical dilemmas involving helping someone get over a trauma, over a loss. And you almost get the idea that if Janeway could do what she did with the Doctor and just kind of remove those memories to help him move past that issue with anyone else, she probably would do that too. It's one of those episodes where you end up questioning the captain and her decision, but you can also then see the perspective in either side, and it's a really good one where there's no 100% clear-cut answer. There is an interesting discussion on every viewpoint of the issue, and you kind of feel for every character. So all three of these are really good episodes that are tied together by a concept.